This throne speech is not a worker-centred throne speech, and it does not deliver the priorities that we heard from millions of Canadians across this country. And so we can't support a throne speech that so badly misses the mark. This throne speech doesn't even mention the words healthcare. It doesn't mention employment insurance. It doesn't mention non-market housing. It doesn't mention Indigenous housing. So this is not a worker-centred throne speech by any means. In fact, it's a cut spending, cut taxes throne speech that any Conservative party in the world would have no problem supporting. And so for that reason, New Democrats can't support it. New Democrats believe that the real answer is in creating housing that people can afford. And that means non-market housing. It means cooperative housing. It means housing for Indigenous people. None of those are mentioned in this speech. In every corner of this country, young people have given up hope of ever owning a home. Rent is skyrocketing, and a federal government that fails to acknowledge that it has to play an important role in financing non-market housing, because they're the only ones who will. Right? So by not mentioning non-market housing, this is a clear signal that this government is not intending to invest the money that's needed. The other thing I should point out is this throne speech sets the stage for $28 billion in federal spending cuts. They also talk about keeping spending under 2% and capping the public service. So this is sending a clear message that there is no extra money by this federal government to invest in the things that Canadians need, like an expanded healthcare system, like more non-market housing, like protections for workers. It's just not in the throne speech, and so that's why we're voting against it. I think government is about setting priorities. And the priorities that are set forth in this throne speech are not the priorities of working people in this country. And Mr. Carney decided to take a conservative light approach to this throne speech. And as I've said before, this is the throne speech that any conservative government could have written. You know, cut spending, cut taxes. We think it's time to invest in Canadians. For instance, having a resilient, healthy economy, I think, requires a healthy, resilient population. So investing in healthcare is not an expenditure. To me, it's part of building the kind of Canadian economy that we need and supporting workers in this country that will, I think, lead to a stronger economy in the future. So it's a very different approach to governing that Mr. Carney chose here. We're in a minority parliament. He did not receive a majority mandate. It's incumbent upon a government in a minority to reach across the aisle and to make sure that any throne speech reflects the priorities of all the other parties. He did not do that in this case, and therefore he did not earn the support of New Democrats. And if Mr. Carney wants the support of New Democrats as Parliament, we're sending a clear message that he better bring in policies that support working people in this country, or he can't count on our support. I don't think cutting the carbon tax provides Canadians with the kind of relief that I think they really need, which is, again, access to an affordable home. A secure job, protection for workers. Interestingly, we're talking today as Donald Trump announced 50% tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. Mr. Carney in the election promised that he would allocate the countervailing duties money to workers to protect them. Yet, so far, there's been nothing announced, not in the throne speech, not to date, that would give Canadian workers any protection from this. The words employment insurance are not mentioned in the throne speech. So when we face this grave threat from south of the border that threatens millions of Canadians' jobs and industries, by the way, how is it possible that a federal government cannot reach out and indicate policies that will protect the workers who are about to lose their jobs from this? New Democrats are standing up for workers and working families, and we're going to continue to advocate those policies to protect them.